What's going on, guys? This is Evan, the Dark Souls enthusiast here, bringing you the Dark Souls gameplay commentary on the PlayStation 3. This is going to be a roughly 20-minute PvP video where I'm rocking the Moonlight Greatsword and PvP into the Force as a member of the Force Hunters Covenant. You know, that comes with some caveats, i.e. the fact that the Force basically sucks and ruins your life. No, that's just a joke. The Force is actually a really fun place to PvP, but there are some pretty frustrating caveats that go with it. In the Forest, expect everyone to 2 vs 1, or 2 vs 2 if you know that's an option. But always expect the host to have a phantom with them. Expect them to flask their head off. I recommend bringing Estus, which this guy is, Estus Talismans, which I did not, which was a mistake, so I was forced just to let people heal. You'll see me totally screwing up my Moonlight Greatswords. Swings, rather. Finally, I drill him with the Crystal Soul Arrow and he goes down. Or, I'm sorry, Crystal Soul Spear and he goes down. But, yeah, this is obviously a caster character. His name is Calypso in honor of the new Twisted Metal release, which I do own, but I'm just too bad at it to commentate it. But if anyone wants to see some really bad Twisted Metal gameplay, let me know and I can put that out. But in the meantime, of course, Calypso has 50 intelligence, so he has access to the entire sorcery arsenal. This is the character that was 98% done on the Xbox 360, and I decided I wanted a character to play with the PS3 community. And this really allowed me to do so. This guy is, of course, rocking a... I'm not sure what that is. That is a White Knight shield. But in any case, once he summons help, I decided to sort of book it and try to win a prolonged battle out in the distance. But there's no guarantee I'll be successful. I struggle in 2v2s, and I've tried to pick up my gameplay a little bit. Right there, that guy had a sort of a clutch kick there, and I almost had that guy dead, and I decided I'd go for the Moonlight Greatsword bash, and then I just get wrathed away. And this guy's, of course, still mashing Wrath, plenty of stacks. And for those people who commented to use Wrath of God too much, that's using Wrath of God too much, not what I was doing. But in any case, we're on to the next match. This character has 53 Poise, which is the appropriate breakpoint. A recent discovery by me has been that there is no difference between 53 and 55 Poise. So if anyone watched one of my previous videos about my explanation of Poise, I apologize. All the other information I presented was actually correct. It's just there is no difference between 53 and 55 Poise. That's what I get for relying solely on Phantom EGW, who ultimately was also the source where I discovered the difference between 55 and 53 is non-existent. He seems to be responsible for most of the theory crafting on Dark Souls with the, you know, the community on the United States and North America, Europe. But if anyone's looking to see some excellent PvP instruction tutorials, Phantom EFGW or something like that, great guy. I'm not going to link him in the description because I don't really have his permission to do so, and because, you know, he has no idea who I am. So, but just everyone know that he's got some great tutorial vids out there. With that said, this character has 53 Poise and is wearing a piece of the Thorns armor, because the Thorns armor is known for its ability to interrupt backstab, so I decided to give that a shot. This guy here, of course, is trying to farm members of the Force Covenant, and I go ahead and blow him out. Impolite, perhaps, but I am a defender of the Force, and he was farming the Force Covenant members. And if you're going to form Force Covenant, there's really no good reason to do that in human form, so kind of deserve what you get on that one. He'll, of course, just respawn at the bonfire right outside the door without his humanity, so no big loss. This is the first series. I PvP'd for a couple hours in the Forest and got a collection of videos, wins and losses, no particular order. I didn't really keep the videos in the appropriate timestamp order, so these are just kind of thrown together, and I think the next set of videos actually has some more exciting videos, so I would just, you know, be ready for that. And of course this guy summons a phantom because that's just what you do, is you summon phantoms to help you. That's no big deal since I'm an invader. If I wasn't an invader, I'd probably be pretty upset. Just so everyone knows, I know everyone's tired of the etiquette conversation, which goes back and forth on message boards in this game, which is why I sort of bring it into the commentary, but I just want everyone to hear this. If you're using a red sign to summon someone in, or a Dragon's Covenant thing, it's really poor conduct to summon a phantom to help you. That's just farming garbage and not being a member of a quality community. But, you know, if you're invaded against your will, then my advice is summon phantoms and do whatever you need to do to survive. Flask, etc. Unless you're in the kiln, in which case, come on man, it's the kiln. You should expect to be invaded if you're in human form. With that said, this guy, of course, has a tower shield. I believe it's a great shield of Artorias, so gonna be hard to bring him down. So I decide I'll change my target to the host and try to hunt him down. Kind of catch him facing the wrong way. I'm not real sure what he's doing. Maybe he thought I was somewhere else, but I was not. So I'm hammering at this guy who has his family mask, Burger King mask Mark II. This is the second most common. These, of course, grant you 20% extra life, or I'm sorry, 15% extra life, which is sort of a boss item. All the family masks are good. If you want to make any character better, put on the family mask, but I sort of swear off the family mask due to their complete lack of style, and they're just so overused I don't really want to rock them. My item and spell setup will change during the video a little bit, but ultimately I'll always be using the Moonlight Greatsword. I have access to other intelligent weapons, intelligence weapons, which is something I'll be bringing in future gameplays, but the Moonlight Greatsword has been a heavily requested weapon on this channel, and I just keep delaying and never getting around to putting any gameplay with it, so here some is. Once again, I'm getting that slew of messages from people that watch these saying that you're god-awful at PvP, and yeah, I know. I don't need reminded. No big, no big. It's too bad the monk's heal thing doesn't heal me, considering I'm kind of on the same team as him. But I do manage to take out the host with a couple of crystal soul spears. Don't be fooled by watching these videos if you're thinking of making one of these characters. 90% of the time, if someone's actually paying attention to you, they won't hit. Someone mashes roll, they'll go right through it, around it, etc. It's really not a big deal to avoid them, but I have access to them with my 10 crystallization catalyst for mass and magic modification, so make do with what I have. Of course, in this match we've got a little 2v1 going on here, so I decide that, I'm going to see, well, it's actually 3v1 with the NPC from the forest, and I feel kind of bad ganging this guy. I mean, I could obviously soul spear him when he's looking the wrong way and just get a free kill, but right now I'm hesitating. My policies of quote-unquote etiquette in the forest change dramatically depending on my mood and what I perceive. Normally, if I get summoned in and it's a 1v1 situation, I do kind of jump in, because I get 2v1'd here so much that I think the Force Brothers kind of have to stick together, but this guy seems to have the situation well in hand, and I decided I'm going to give him his shot. And if he wanted help, I'm pretty sure he'd run back and try to catch up with me. It is an interesting experience watching a duel as well. Plus, he already has help, so I don't think he needs any more help. Of course, that guy seems to have the standard roll. And then that's really funny, actually. He gets backstabbed by the nearly invisible Force Hunter guy and just goes down. Thank you, John Madden. Now back to the field. It's obvious knack for stating the obvious. But that said, I did enjoy the match here. I keep forgetting to take off my Cat's Covenant ring. It's important when you're spawning in and have that shield to switch to whatever ring you want, whether that be Hornets or Dragon Crest. With my build, Dragon Crest is pretty much essential, but not for the Soul Spear. In these videos you won't see me use it, but in the next set you will. I actually sort of do a hybrid caster in that I carry a Pyromancy's Flame with 2 stacks of Greater Combustion and 2 stacks of Soul Spear, because I find Crystal Homing Mask to be garbage in PvP, and Chameleon is cute, but too slow to really do videos with it unless I was doing like a Chameleon Bush Stalker video. So that's kind of where I am on that. Having access to Great Combustion is pretty awesome if you run into people that have magic immunity or resistance or whatever. And this is when Crystal Soul Spear really shines, when people aren't looking the right way and you can just kind of spam it. This guy unfortunately survives despite my best efforts. Then he makes a run for it, and I've got the monk helping me, which pretty much means I don't have any help, but I hear this guy coming up behind me and I realize I'm in trouble. 2v1, and I've kind of already jumped them with Soul Spear, so it's not like they're gonna go for like a friendly 2v1 or 1v1 there. So I run out of stamina because I don't have a crest shield and I don't eat grass, so now I'm pretty much chasing this guy around with Greater Combustion, trying to get some work done. Then I see the Phantom coming behind me with a washing pole, I believe. Katana Brothers here. This guy, of course, I think is rocking a family mask. No, he's not. I don't know what he has. But at the end of the day, these people are trying to backstab me, which is the norm. Finally, though, this guy goes down. and he starts spamming his whatever, the I can't do that command function. So for being annoying, I go ahead and blast him too. I was just gonna kind of chill there and do a bow or something, but you know, respond to the community in the way they respond to you. These aren't as bad as I thought in memory. I'm pretty sure I lost like 2/3 of these, so these actually aren't that bad. But yeah, so in my next video, I'm going to do a setup video, like what is this character set up, spells and everything. The only reason I didn't do it on this first set is I hadn't reached 125 yet, and as a result, it just felt premature to do the... Now that's where you want to parry. That guy has, I believe, a falchion or some short sword. You can toggle out of that. There's all sorts of ways to break that stun lock. And if you just mash parry afterwards, sometimes you can catch him, but I didn't do that. So now I'm in trouble because the stun lock damage has already put me near death. And that's kind of the norm for PvP. I get one hit from the Moonlight Greatsword, and then they just walk behind me and backstab me. If I don't hit them with nearly the edge of its range, they start coming forward with like Giant Set or Black Iron or anything with a lot of poise. I'm pretty much just screwed. And this guy's a lightning weapon, so he's slowly chipping me away. There's an archer shooting at him, probably Ferris, or at least the person that's Ferris's bow. Desperately trying to get some breathing room to Poppy Humanity. I could have gone on the run, which I thought about doing, but unfortunately this guy does have a Grass Crest shield on, which I do not. So his stamina will allow him to keep up with me. Finally he chases me down with his Black Iron and does a polite bow, which I appreciate. That bow, I think, allowed him to duck that arrow. In any case, we get summoned in here to another world. I'm not real sure, as a little aside here, what you guys like to hear in these PvP videos. Some strategies, etc., my thought process while I'm fighting. I'm not going to live comm these, so don't even ask. Etc. I'm not sure what you guys are looking for, but I'm open to suggestions as always, as long as they're constructive. And here's another quality community getting gangbanged in the forest. And I'm trying to hope someone will come in and help me, but it's always a tall order hoping a phantom will get summoned in to help you. So try to lure him into this narrow bridge so I can spam some soul spears and try to get lucky. He's trying to exhaust my spell supply, and then a phantom friend invades, and I'm like, alright, this is my chance. And I thought that soul spear hit him, but it didn't. And now I'm trying to bait him to turn on the corner so I can spam combustion on him, but he's not. So now eventually he's going to outsmart me and make a run for it, because we've already had another phantom invade, and I go and pop a humanity, heal up those lost 50 hit points or whatever, and I decide time to go join the fray. Little Top Gun lesson here: never leave your wingman, because that just allowed my ally to basically get jumped. I do catch the host there with run by, which hit stuns him. But due to the enemy's backstab, my buddy was already so close to death. And of course this guy's already popping flasks because he wasn't Estus. So it's pretty much over at this point. I managed to roll between them, but I know there's no way I'm going to be able to win this one. Unless I can pop a humanity and get a heal off. So that becomes my objective. If they're going to Estus summon a humanity, that's kind of the rule. In fact, in the Force it seems like there are no rules other than try to be a total doucher. This guy comes up behind me, of course, and gets the backstab, and they throw Greater Chaos Fireball on me. Then I get chain BS'd because this game is lame and it lets you chain BS people. But I managed to roll out of the chain BS, but I get clipped by the edge of his blade and I go down. And of course this guy's gonna point down and taunt me silly because he thinks he's sweet, even though I lost to chain BS. If you want to talk about lack of etiquette, I think chain BS is the one thing that I just really can't get over. Of course, I totally botched this invasion. Right when I join in, my ally goes down to the host. Then I get clipped by the running attack from the Flameberg, and he just keeps cutting me down with what I assume is a fire or chaos Flameberg. And now I'm trying to get out of here, but get caught on the way out and backstabbed and killed. But at least they gave me a friendly bow. As always, the defining factor for me is backstabs. I, on the other hand, am trying to backstab as little as possible. I don't go for my lag stabs, I don't go for stuff like that. I could, I'm not going to lie and say I'm great at it, but I also choose not to practice it because I think most of the PvP videos out on YouTube do emphasize a lot of the chain BSing and the backstabbing and stuff like that, and you know, that's part of the game, and I'm tired of complaining about it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you can do it, do it. But I'm not sure if the community really enjoys watching that anymore. I think they've just kind of had enough. I see I have a Phantom ally here, so I decided to come back. I should have popped a Humanity. I opt to throw the Force Wave there. And that guy flasks, and I could have interrupted it, but I failed to because I suck. Then I make a run for it again because I have like no life. And even with a Phantom Buddy there, if they catch me, I'm just done. And of course my Phantom Buddy goes down anyway, so now it's 2 against 1. I'm severely hurt. It's just not looking good. He's flasking. He's already flasked up, so... What's unfair about invading even in 2v2 is the flask kills your friendly Phantoms as well. So I'm going to go hide behind the giant mushroom men. These guys aren't that great if you can pull them, only because they're so slow, and in PvP people are very cautious. I'm trying to actually defend the mushroom guys so that I can get like a little 2v2 going on here, but the Phantom, or I'm sorry, but the mushroom guy is mostly blind, and I see this mushroom's getting wailed on. I said I'm going to go try to help, but do not succeed. Then we exchanged hits there, hence why I didn't die, or I didn't get backstabbed. The mushroom manages to knock that guy down, but ultimately it doesn't matter, only because, well, he got healed by the host again, because the host can actually just run away from you and flask and protect the Phantom. Like, even after a backstab, they can start healing him. It's really frustrating, actually. But that's just part of the game. So in any case, I get stuck on some bushes here, and this is the last video in the series. I'm on the run, going towards the bridge. I figure if I go to the bridge and they don't have ranged weapons or use a sidearm, I can sort of hold at the bridge. I thought about going down the ladder to camp down at the waterfall, but I decided, let's be a little more action-oriented than that. So I go across the bridge. He follows. His Phantom buddies nowhere to be seen. I kind of think this is my chance, so quickly do a fast turnaround and fire a Soul Spear and don't hit him. Somehow that guy, his poke ducks under the Soul Spear, which is just really frustrating. And he has more life than me, and I'm pretty much boned at this point. He skillfully dodges my slash down, goes around me and puts me down, right as his Phantom buddy shows up. And you'll notice the first host tried to bow, but after his buddy taunted, he decided he should too. And now I'm talking over a black screen, so I'd like to thank everyone for watching. There'll be another part of this coming out tomorrow once I commentate the second half of my PvP invasions. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.